Hi, my name is Michael Rhodes, and today I'm talking about conscious and subconscious ways of living or states of living. It's said that about 94% of the human population lives subconsciously, probably around about 90% of the time. Subconscious, not good. Everything in nature lives fully consciously. Trees, rabbits, alligators, elephants, rats, the whole lot. They live consciously in the moment. We do not. We tend to think, all the time thinking. And we have been doing this for so many incarnations that our thinking has created patterns of thought. You could say our thinking has created channels, and our life flows through those channels like canals, and our life flows down them. And so as we think one incarnation after another, more and more of the same, so our life becomes more and more of a repetition. And gradually, the pain and suffering we get from that, the emotional and mental pain and suffering which comes from this way of following a continuous, fairly programmed line of thought, literally becomes a program. And we keep going with it. We keep living this. We keep repeating our lives. For instance, when a little child is born, and at 2.5 to 3 years of age, that child walks over to the piano and begins to play classical music on the piano for the first time. You have to realize that that child has just ended a lifetime of being a classical pianist, and it hasn't forgotten. It has had such a focus on being a classical pianist that it just continues, and it's going to do now another lifetime of being a classical pianist, which is wonderful, that's fine. But how do we grow in consciousness if we keep repeating? Because the whole idea of life is to have a broad, ever broadening sense of experiences, range of experiences, all the time growing broader and broader. And this has been going on for this whole cycle of about 200,000 years of our incarnations. And so this has produced a program, a subconscious program that is devoted and dedicated to more of the same. So it doesn't matter what we do now, we are stuck in this program of more of the same. And in that program there is a lot of fear, and there is a need to survive. And today we no longer, and this is generally speaking, most people no longer walking around thinking of themselves as a soul, an eternal soul with a body. We think of ourselves as people, as individuals, as characters, as personalities with a body. And for most people, when that body drops away, that is death, and for many people that's the end. Some believe they'll go to heaven. That's an illusion, if you like, because heaven is a state of consciousness. Some are pretty sure they'll go to hell, and that's another state of consciousness. But very few get it absolutely right, that they will just continue, that life is continuity. We live a life of continuity, in and out of bodies. And in that now there is this subconscious program of more of the same. And as we get to the point we've reached, stuck in this subconscious program, it has to end. In Australia, you get a great bushfire goes through an area, and towns are burnt, and everything's gone. Even some people have been burned up and incinerated. And at the end of all this, a television crew goes in and interviews the survivors. What are you going to do now? Well, I just want my old life back. I just want my old life back. Happens after floods, happens after everything that goes through. 90%, 95%, 99% of people, I just want my old life back. Just the occasional one will change their life completely. It's the key, it was a moment and they do something very differently. And so it doesn't matter what nature throws at us, we still have this program, I just want my old life back. So right now we're going up through a breakdown of humanity. This isn't about us being victimized by the non-illumined. This is all about us being victimized by ourselves. Because we have developed in that subconscious program victim consciousness. And that is our problem. We suffer dreadfully from victim consciousness. And where there is victim consciousness, there will always be the victimizer. If you have somebody who victimizes you, instead of looking at them, look at yourself. How much victim consciousness do I have? The woman with victim consciousness will often get an abusive boyfriend or an abusive husband. That doesn't make her bad or wrong or stupid. It's just the way it works. It's just the way the whole program is set up. The victim attracts the victimizer. The victimizer is attracted towards the victim consciousness. It's always been that way. We created it because we create our lives. You can end victim consciousness. How? By being more conscious. Because I can assure you that the subconscious way does not work. The whole illusion is based in the subconscious. I actually hear of some spiritual teachers today and some teachers, I don't consider them spiritual, but they teach other people how to live their lives, talking about how to use the subconscious, take more into the subconscious. Well, yes, you can use it for stopping smoking and wealth and things like that, but none of that equates to growth in consciousness. So how obvious is it that to grow in consciousness, you need to be conscious? How obvious is it that to grow in consciousness, it's no good being subconscious because you're not all there. Sub, less than fully. So if all nature can do it, why can't we? Well, the reason is we think. And how about this? You can think your way out of the moment, but you cannot think your way into it. It's that simple. And thoughts take you away from the moment where your power is and back into the subconscious program. And so how do you live this? You live it by being more conscious. This is one of the things I teach. I devote a lot of time to this, teaching people to be conscious. Being conscious will cure every problem you have. What I've learned is, and I've basically given up on being doing counselling because I got sick of hearing the same stuff over and over again. Now I like to do conscious conversations. They don't have a problem. They want to talk to somebody who has a bit of wisdom and a bit of intelligence and a bit of experience in life. And so what I learned is there is no such thing as a problem. The only thing there is a lack of self-love. Try that one. You think you've got problems? You apply love to yourself, to the being you are, and watch that problem disappear. Because victim consciousness doesn't exist where you have self-love, real self-love. We're not talking about I'm going to go shopping to make myself feel happy, and if I spend over on my credit card 200, 500 euros or dollars more than I've got, then I feel happy. That's nothing to do with it. I'm talking about giving to yourself with love, giving to yourself with self-respect, giving to yourself with self-appreciation. They are not in the subconscious program. You do not automatically choose self-appreciation. You automatically choose self-blame, self-criticism, self-judgment. Automatic, just like that. Some people wake up in the morning and it's straight into it, self-criticism. By the time they started work, they're already losing energy. By the middle of the afternoon, they're completely wiped out. They need more energy. And in fact, the world is full of energy and it's all yours. It's all mine. Because I am the world. So why would I run out of energy? I found that's almost impossible. I can work myself physically to a point I have no physical energy left, but I still have plenty of energy that is not physical. And so conscious living works. Subconscious living does not work. It's not bad, it's not the enemy. You cannot fight your subconscious. It's designed to run your autonomous system. You don't need to consciously think, breathe, heartbeat, beat, 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 breathe, beat, 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 beat. We couldn't do that. So the subconscious runs the autonomous system and much of the body. The breathing, the swallowing, the digestion, all that. Fine, it does a great job. But it does not work when it runs your life. It was never designed to run your life. So the subconscious is not your enemy. If you have an enemy, it's you. And if you have a lover, it's you. Which would you choose? Which do you think makes the best sense? That you are your worst enemy, and there are so many people in that category, and I have no doubt you know plenty like that. So which would you choose? You are your worst enemy, or you are your best friend? Your very best friend. It's instantly you know. You want to be your best friend. Well, tell your best friend that you love that person, that you respect that person, that you appreciate that person. And your best friend will be a better friend to you than you've ever known. You don't look to somebody else to be your best friend. You can have close and wonderful friends. A lot of people's best friend is their husband or wife. Even that doesn't work. You still put it outside of self. They need to be the person closest to you, the deepest emotional connection, and if you like to say it, the greatest love, although that's an illusion. But you need to be your very own best friend. You need to be the person you trust the most. Other people can verify it, other people can confirm what you're trusting, but you are the person you need to trust and to love. And you know what? You can only do this consciously. You cannot love yourself subconsciously. That's a shame, because that's what most people do, and it doesn't work. And so when I say this over and over, I mean it. Why I put one word in it always. Consciously choose love.